All righty. Good morning, good day, good evening to each and everyone that's listening. All right, this is YieldMax Mindset coming to you with year 2, week 4 of my RobinHood portfolio review, along with my Charles Schwab account, my crypto.com. We'll hit our Excel spreadsheet, and then we'll hit Divi Tracker, Snowball Analytics, and conclude with Q&A. Should be Hopefully we can do this in about 45 minutes tops. Let's get to it. Put this out of the way so I can see. All right, so right now it is 2:30 Eastern Standard Time and 1:30 Central Standard Time. Actually 1:29 and 2:29, but I just rounded up, made it 2:30 and 1:30. All right. So, um right now, our investment count says 57,457. Of course, I can't show you, but I can pull it up on my phone, and it's actually, because right there, it's not showing you all the money that's invested, with the margin and all. So right now, I actually have with all my stocks in the ETF and margins 162,000. All right. So right now we're up. Let's go to live. So live we're up $178. For the day we're up $1,617. For the week we're down 8,169. It was so I didn't drop a brief update video on Friday like I normally do because the dividends felt late and I was at work and I couldn't go out and do a video. So I was going to do one Saturday, but I came home, got in bed, and I slept. So I said, well, I'll just wait and just do it here. All right. So this past week, up until Friday, I think we made some recovery back Friday, but up until then, from that Monday up until Thursday, close the market, our value in our account had dropped 10K. And we were nowhere near no margin call for those that are curious. We had plenty of buffer, so that wasn't a problem. So you can see here, right there was at 65,000 on at 1 a.m. on the 22nd, which would have been Monday morning at 4 o'clock right now. Okay. All right. So it was at 65,000. Then you see over the course of the week, we got our lowest right here at 53,000. So that's saying we was down as much as 12,000 at one point in time. All right. So for the month, we are up $5,054. For the past three months, we're down $8,326. Year to date, we are up $7,884. For the past year, we're up $28,621. And all time, we're up $23,239. All right. As you can see, my buying power is at $30,679. Our total margin available to borrow now stands at $137,303,000. We have borrowed $106,624,000, down from 107, I think it was last week. All right. All right, so our margin status is low risk. We have 12,114,000, 22,000, 22,000, 22.35%. I believe last week when we saw this, I had 14,000. Hold on, we went to the withdrawal. Last week we had about 14,000 available to withdraw. As of right now, we have 8,953,000 available to withdraw. And the reason why it's down, because we haven't withdrew any money, right? It's because the value in our account went down. So therefore, even though I had 14,000 available to withdraw, then that account went down almost 12,000. It brought my withdrawal down to what you saw there. What was it, 8,000 something? So that's what we stood. But we got our dividends this past Friday, so that brought that back up because I think it actually went down to 7,000. All right. All right. So you can see our interest rate is at 5.5%. Um, So we're in this category right here between 100,000 and 1 million. So if you're between 100,000 and 1 million, you will, and you have gold membership, you will get 5%. And of course, it was at 5.25, but the Fed lowered interest rate the other week. So there we go. All right. Of course, this gives you the maintenance ratio for all the positions I have. Let's see. Most of them are at 25%, other than, well, this one don't count. I wish I could get rid of it, but I can't. At least I may try it again, get it out, because it's something I bought years ago. All right. So the highest one we got is this position we bought here that we are down almost $1,000, and we're hoping to recover so we can get out of this position. I shouldn't have got it, but I didn't know. I didn't listen to the unction of the spirit, and I went ahead and did it, and therefore I'm paying for it. All right. So other than that, the highest position is AIYY at 50%. Everything else is at either 30 or 35% or 25%. And here's the P&L. As you can see, Coney is at a negative 49,000. All right, so let's look at our positions. We're gonna look at our top three position and then our dividend position, and we'll move on. I think I covered everything initially, right? Yeah, I think we did. All right, cool. Let's move on. All right, so first up is SMCY is at $14.99. Our market value is $2,098. We're down over $1,500. Average cost, excuse me. Our average cost is $25.78. And of course, with it being at almost $15, we would love to add to this position. And I would if I didn't, when in the type of financial situation that I am with my debt outside of Robinhood, I would definitely buy this now, because at $15, this would bring down my average cost if I bought another 140 shares. Another 140 shares would only be $2,000. Hmm. 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 Wow. Okay. Ew. I tell you, that's temptation. I look. Well, I'll mention it when I get there. All right. So the next we got YieldMax. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's go back and show you the dividend distribution we got. All right. So we had 140 shares at 91 cents, basically 92 cents, and we got $128.06 out of SMCY. Next, we got YMAX is currently at $12.71. Our market value is $635. Um, we're down $143. Our average cost is $15.59 for 50 shares. There's another one we could get. All right, go to our distribution, our dividends. All right, so we have 50 shares at 8 cents, and we got $4.11. And it's a weekly payer at that. So last week we got 12, almost 13 cents for 50 shares, and that gave us $6.45. So we definitely need to increase our shares, because getting $5-6 a week ain't really doing too much, is it? We're trying to be patient. All right, so this one is one that's got the 50% ratio maintenance requirement, $2.06 for AIYY. Our market value is at $520. We're down almost $400. Average cost is 4.57 for 200 shares. That's another opportunity, but it's at 50%, so we'll probably stay away from it for right now. But we could definitely have um, bring double the share count. All right, next we got Coney. It's at $6.56. All right, so I did put in a buy to buy some more Coney. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, it came. I set a limit order to buy, if I'm not mistaken, 400 shares. Let's take a look. It should have it here. My cancel history. Yep. So I was going to buy 400 shares at $6.30. And why did it not happen? Because at its lowest point, it don't show it here, but it came down to $6.33. So I was 3 cents away from getting 400 shares, which would have lowered my average cost. And as you can see now, Coney is retraced back up to $6.56 from $6.33 at its low last week. All right, so if I was able to buy Coney at $6.30 or $6.33, let's go. Let's say 10.78 minus 6.30, right? That's what I was shooting for. So that's a difference of $4.48 a share, right? So Coney is at 6.56 now. And if I had gotten it at 6.30, that would have been 26 cents that I would have gained on those 400 shares. And not only would I have gained 26 cents profit on those 400 shares, but it would also have lowered my cost average from $10.78 to $10.63, which is 15 cents. So then that 15 cents times 12,000 shares, that's $1,800 in profit, if I'm figuring and calculating all that correctly. So um, I hate that I missed out on it by 3 cents. But anyway, it was an opportunity to get Coney that low and bring down my average cost. I know some of you are like, why is he still buying Coney? Oh my goodness. Y'all help that poor man. But anyway, my market value in Coney is $76,096. We're down $48,904. My average cost is $10.78 for 11,600 shares. We didn't get none. We didn't get none. That was last week. We got well, since I'm here, I'll show you. All right, so our dividends for Coney last week was we had 11,600 shares for 0.4522. That gave us $5,245,000 in Coney. All right, our other dividend payout was OT. OT is at 546 now. Market value is at $8,190. We're down almost $2,400. Average cost is $7.06 for 1,500 shares. All right. So we would love to bring down this average cost and add to, but we can't right now. Oh, show you the dividend. Didn't show you that because I didn't do the short. All right, so we had 1,500 shares at 0.0921. That gave us $138.15. And last week, we got 0.0926, and that gave us, oh, did I do that? Yes, gave us 138.90. All right, next we got Misty. Misty's at $13.80. It is up 29 cents in the after overnight market. All right, so we have $13,800 as our market value. We're currently down $11,896 in Misty. Average cost is $25.70 for 1,000 shares. All right, so we could bring this down to about $19 to $21 if we doubled our position right now. So, all right, so let's see our dividend for Misty. All right, so we had 1,000 shares at $1.01. That gave us $1,010.50 for Misty. All right, so our cash only account here in Charles Schwab, we can see that our total account value sits now at $4,071.27. Our cash or dividend payout that we got on Friday was $41.88. We're down $386 in this account. So our market value is at $4,029.39. All right, our total cost basis now sits at $4,415.79. Oh, I forgot to mention this. Oh, I hadn't got to it. But we'll get to it. I'll try and mention it. I forgot to tell you this. All right, so here's Coney. Here's Kavana. We we have small amount. We did increase our our OT position. We was at 23 shares. We increased that. I think we nibbled at a couple positions that we were down in. All right. So our biggest cost basis or our biggest investment is in Maro, $613. We can see here that OT on Friday, it had volume at 28 million, 28.5 million in volume. The next closest was going to be Coney. Coney was at 14.57 million in volume. And then third place falls to Misty at 14.4 million in volume on Friday. So OT, Misty, and Coney, all of the ones that I purchased. There might have been something else that had more volume, but these three, the volume was immensely big. All right. All right. So right now you can see here, for those that may be seeing this for the first time, I did have a position in this Charles Schwab account. I transferred it over to Robinhood. And so you can see here March and April, I didn't have anything. And then I started this cash count back up because I realized with margin, I was stagnant, that I couldn't make. Like now, I want to buy Misty and Alti, but I can't because you can only use so much for margin and putting yourself in a compromising position sometimes. So with a cash count, you can buy as much as you want, and it's just the value of your cash going down. But you don't have to worry about if it drops, and having money to cover it. You just buy low and wait for an opportunity to sell high. All right, so far in the past 6 months, in my cash only account, we've made $880.87. So let's see here. If we divide that, 880.87 divided by 6, we're averaging about $146 a month. All right. All right, so now this is our crypto. All right, you can see right now our total balance in our crypto account is $70,114. Here's our Chronos, which is my biggest position. We have 301,147 301. How do you say this? 301,147 tokens. All right. So our unrealized profit is right now sits at 33,949. When Chronos was at 0.37 cent, this value was right at over the 80,000 in unrealized profit. I know some of you said, "Oh, I would have sold some of that, bro." I get it, but I didn't. All right, so here are some of the perks that you can have if you have a debit card with crypto.com. You can upgrade to the credit card. So all the benefits here, it says zero trading fees, trade more to save more. You can do the banking up to 5% APY on cash. Credit card, you get 5.4% back. You get up to 2.5% if you were to transfer some of your stocks into crypto.com, because now you can buy stocks on crypto.com. CRO rewards, that's if you have a debit card and you got your card staked, you're getting 4% back each week. All right, and then you got services, Spotify, Netflix rebate for 6 months, priority customer support, and 10% back on crypto.com traveling. All right, so that's just that. All right, so now let's hit our Excel spreadsheet. All right, let's see here. All right, so for the month of September, our active income stands at $3,848.18, bringing our year-to-date total at $39,557. Now, it would be a lot less than that had I been paying my taxes, but I haven't been paying my taxes, even out of my active income. Going into October, we're going to turn it back on. We'll start paying extra to catch it up before the year's out. All right. Our passive income for dividends for the month of September thus far, we made $8,029.45. Now, on Tuesday, which is still September, we're going to be getting ICOI, IMRA, Bitwise. I think there's three of them. Can't remember what the other one is. I missed. We're going to be getting about about $600 combined from the three of those. So that's going to push this up to about $8,600 for the month of September. But next week when I do it, it'll probably, if I don't, I may add this back here. Yeah, I'll put it in the month of September if I remember. Put it in its proper place. All right. But last week our dividend was at $6,657, and so we gained dividends for this past week, putting in at $8,029.45. Our total passive income year to date is at $73,622.08. All right. So our combined active income right now is at $113,179. Our active income is averaging $4,300, over $4,300 a month, almost 44. Our passive income is averaging right at $8,100, almost $8,200 a month. Our prior RobinHood margin balance was at $107,456. It now sits at a reduced amount of $106,148. Our Robinhood goals is still at 45. Our Robinhood interest has increased to $3,000 year to date. That's averaging $335 a month. Our 401k balance has been reduced to $21,912. All right. Now our total debt sits at $303,809. That's down from September the 1st from $313,019. All right. And if you go back to the highest point of this year, which was August the 8th. That was $323,560. All right, so we go back from August. That's 333, 560.57. And we currently sitting at 303, 809.80. So we have reduced our debt. Let's say, what is this? Let's say a month, almost a month and a half, almost 2 months. For about 20,000. $19,750 is what we reduced our debt. So, and that's, I know some of y'all are always worried about the amount of margin that I use. Well, that margin can go away pretty quick when you're making almost $8,000 a month in dividends. Yes, yes. Now, if I had $100,000 here in margin, and I was only getting $200 a month in dividends, then yeah, that'd be a problem. That'd be a problem. But when you're making $8,000 a month, it don't take long to pay off $100,000. Just look, what is that? 106, 148, and let's just say 8,100 divided by 8,100. So basically saying in 13 months, I could have it paid off. Now, if you had that on a 30-year mortgage loan, it would take you 30 years or 15. Yeah, so makes a big difference. But um, one of the things is when I do Palantir, right? So check this out. I know I mentioned this to you all several times, but Palantir, and then I got a couple other positions too. See what Palantir is doing. Oh, load up. All right, so Palantir right now is at $178. It's up $1 overnight in the overnight market. Last week, at its peak, it was at $183. Looked like on September the 24th, it went from 183 down to 174. All right. So right now, our market value in Palantir is at $26,787. We're up 7,000. I believe last week we were at maybe what 74, 7,500. So right now we're just at 7,000. And our average cost is 131.63. We have 150 shares. So if we were to sell this now, we will have $7,000 in profit. So we will be reducing our account, which is at 103, right? I think that's what it was at 103. And if we were to minus 26, that brings our margin borrowed at 77,000. So 77,000, right? Let's just say 70,500. All right, so we got rid of Palantir, right? We got the profit. So now we owe 77,000 and we're averaging 8,100. Oops. Divided by 8,100. So see there? And we just reduced our length of time for the loan from 13 months to 9 months. Just like that. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. So we're waiting to try to get this baby up, waiting for Palantir to hit that 200 mark. And we're going to consider selling it. Now, if it hits 200 and pushes beyond 200 real quick, then we won't sell it at 200. We'll increase our stop limit order as it continues to go up. And when it does decrease, boom, drops us out and we'll take that profit. All right, back to my Excel spreadsheet. All right, so our interest, the second 6 months is at $8,400 a month for a grand total of the year of $21,766. The more I see that, the more that amount should be invested, because when it gets to about 30,000, depending on which ETFs you pick, every 30,000 that I've calculated based on some of the higher yield numbers, basically every $15,000 you invest, you can literally make $1,000 a month. So every 30,000 is $2,000 a month, right? So you're looking at $1,000 that I could have right here, right? I could be making about $9,100 a month. So, but anyway, if October pans out and around the 17th is when we'll get Coney, and between now, it's October. If the market started to make some upward trends, and let's say we can get Coney back up to maybe $8 or $9 and hit 80 cents, that would be huge. And that will definitely start to melt this away, because I will trigger a withdrawal um, for to pay off one of these, maybe even two. We may hit this baby here and find one of the lower ones, which would be this one here, and we may try to do that. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm definitely going to pay off one of these next month. If the market stays up, right, then I'm going to make a withdrawal and do that, because that's going to cut this interest out. All right. So my RobinHood withdrawals year to date, I've only withdrawn almost $1,900. Right? No, I'm sorry. I've only deposited. Oh, I told someone wrong earlier in the comment section. I told them I had only withdraw $1,900. I told them wrong. I've withdrawn almost 11,000. I've only deposit 1,900. So I have to correct that in the comment section when I see it again. All right. So Coney total pay. All right. So we've got invested around 125, 126,000. We've made $63,617 in dividends. And so we have $62,589 to go before we're playing with house money. So we're at 50% with Coney, with our Coney investment. With Misty, we've invested $26,000 in the Misty. We've made almost 23,000 off dividends in Misty. So we're about $3,300 away from being in house money. That's 87%. Alti, we invested almost 11,000 into it, 10,849. We've made about $3,500 in dividends thus far with Alti. So we got about $7,300 to go. We're at 33%. And for those three combined, that's an investment of $163,198. All right. That's cost basis. And we've made $89,940 in dividends from those three, which is our three big positions. And we are liking, well, we're down. When we get $73,258, we'll be playing with house money. So we're 55% away from achieving our goal there. All right, we are 50% achieving our goal with Coney, 87% achieving our goal with Misty, and 33% achieving our goal with Oldie. All right. So we've done that. So where are we at? All right. So we just got paid out for Group D. All right. So next up will be Group A, which is my weakest position. A week is Group A. Feet. I do like Feet and Phoebe. Feet and Fivey. These two have been paying, at least Feet has been paying a consistent dollar. I think it's maybe $34, I think. New to this group is Barkey, BRKC. Let's see, there's some new ones that have been added. RBLY, RD, YY. Those 1, 2, 3 have been added to this group, which are new. So for group A, we will be getting paid Tesla and YBit and YieldMax and OT. So that's what we'll be getting paid for group A out from the YieldMax funds. All right. Bitcoin is at 111,000 and Ethereum is at 4,000. Crow is at, I know y'all want to know about Crow, y'all. I know y'all, this one, if y'all don't want to know this, y'all want to know this, right? Crow is at 18 cents, almost 19 cents. Y'all don't want to know that, but y'all not buying Crow. All right. Our combined portfolio and our Divi tracker says our annual income is estimated to be 104,000. It's estimating that we're making $8,700 a month, which is $2,000 weekly and $286 daily, and I'm making $11.94 an hour. All right, so my invested amount is 234,000. For those that want to know, where's all the money? Where's all the money? Well, I'm 106,000 of that is in margin. The value is at 58,000 according to this, and we are down almost $70,000. That's going to be Tony, Misty, and Ulti. Pretty much the bulk of that. All right, so this is what I was telling you about. I was going to get about $600. So it's saying tomorrow your next dividend payout. I think it actually pays out on the 30th. Oh, it is tomorrow because it's after midnight. So they're saying this is Monday. So tomorrow will be Tuesday. Mm. So yeah, I got $600 coming to me. Now, there's also various ETFs where I can actually set up and buy them and get paid Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. But right now, we ain't set up to do that just yet. But that's a strategy we may look at going forward. All right, so here is saying my combined value 61,000. Total profit sits at 46,000. So basically, in dividends, if y'all want to look at this, it's saying that our other transaction fees is a positive $19.39. Our fees that have been paid is $3,132. That's probably RobinHood fees, right, for borrowing the interest and the interest that's been charged, right? So my dividends, according to this, is $114,964. Our profit and losses is at 2,100, and we're down in capital 67,000. So that leaves us with a total profit of $46,034. All right. So they're estimating about $7,800 a month. All right, and this is what we've gotten so far. $7,854. They don't have everything in there. All right. All right. So let's see here. What we're looking at. All right. So Coney, 11,632 shares. Cost per share is 1077. Current value is 73,000. Total dividends received is 63,617, and we're down 49,929. So that leaves us here. Does it go over? Oh, here we go. All right. Trying to show. Let's see here. Total shares. We'll get it in there. All right. So there we go. With can we show that better over here? Nope. Anyways. All right. Misty. Total profit is at 12,000. Platy. Total profit is at 4,700. AMDY. We're at $1,200. OT. We at $409. SMCY with total profit of $988. Tesla, we at total profit at $890. YBIT, $809. ICOI, we're down $687 in total profit. YieldMax, we're at $155 in total profit. AIYY, we are down $271 in total profit. Hui, we are up $276 in total profit. Imara, we're down $403 in total profit. Maro, we're down $44 in total profit. XPay, we're up $63 in total profit. Corvana, we're up $63 in total profit. Yeet, we're down $94 in total profit. Let's get one. I missed. We're down $987 in total profit. Bull, we're down $178 total profit. Dogecoin, we're down $246 in profit. Murny, we're down $1.58 in total profit. Palantir, we're up 6,978. So you can see this is like a day or so behind because I'm up more than that in Palantir in profit. SMCY, we're down $703 in total profit. SoFi, we're up $312 in total profit. And once again, there we are. All right, so let's get to our Q&A. All right. Ooh, let's see if we can get this under 45. All right, cool. All right, let's see here. 8 days ago, got that done. We didn't have a lot of comments, so it shouldn't take long. All right, the best says, I think I will enter GDXY this week. Price remained pretty steady with, I believe, around 40% interest. Still beats the heck out of any bank interest. And he's absolutely right. I said, look, like GDXY since inception has been pretty solid. It's only down $3 from the inception. So it's maintained the NAV and paying, I meant to say steady dividend. Looks pretty good. Maya says, I love Coney. I said, other than me, who has a big position in Coney, you must have gotten in Coney around $6 or $7 price, cause I've never heard anyone say they love Coney. So, and check it out. So the thing I'm saying here is, if you look at Coney, right? Coney is $6 and 56 cents, and it paid out 44 cents, 45 cents this last dividend. So check this out, y'all. Coney. Is this Coney? Yeah. 45 cents, right? I know some of y'all's in Ulti, but check this out. It's $6 and let's say $6.50, right? So 0.45, if you divide it by 4 for 4 weeks, that's 11 cents per week. And it's $6.50, which is sort of what Ulti was doing, right? $6.50. It was paying out about $9.10. I mean, not $9, about 9-10 cents a week. So that's pretty much what Coney's doing right now. When you look at it, even when it was at 0.3438, right? If you divide it by 4, that's still right at 9 cents a week, and it's doing what Ulti is doing right now. Okay. All right, now where were we? Oh, hey, I'm not trying to justify or saying anybody should be buying Coney, right? I'm just saying, I'm just giving you the numbers. All right, my good friend Mike says, massive dividend for me this week, and especially this coming Tuesday. Calculations say I should get between 4 and 5K. Woo, woo, woo. I said, okay, buddy. So did you get that 4 to 5K? And I should say in dividends, or did you get uh or did you get more? Either way, I know you got that bag. Mike says you only owe less than 79,000 now, my dude. Great work rebuilding back up. The only thing that sucks about margin, and I can make investing boring, is the discipline to not buy more stocks or take out cash for life expenses. He says, I've struggled with that for a couple weeks before, but I'm right now. Mine is paid off. Other than other than that, it's a beautiful tool, laughing out loud. I will use mine again soon. I just don't want to be on that margin forever. I've watched some people videos who have been on it for many years. The current president is turning this country into a horror, bad reality show. So I'm not confident that the government can keep the stock market steady. I pray that people in super deep don't lose everything. I said, let's see, what did I say here? I said, first of all, I love your comments. I love them. Yes, technically I owe 77 to 79K once I sell off Palantir position. I absolutely 100% love margin, and I do see myself using it forever. My only problem was that I started in the hole before I even started using margin, and I'm using margin to dig myself out of the hole. Once I'm out of the hole and all my debt outside of Robinhood is paid off, then I will pay the margin down to a reasonable amount, and I will use it to become a multi-millionaire. I will use it for loans to fund outside projects because of the interest rate I can get on a million here is going to be so cheap compared to what I could get from a bank. Borrowing money from Robinhood will not affect my credit score at all. The only person I've seen use margin the way I was thinking is when I ran across Todd Aiken's YouTube channel called Unconventional Wealth Ideas. When I saw what he was doing, I said, that's exactly what I want to do. The guy literally lives off margin account. He's the only person that sees it the way I sees it. He's just way ahead of me in the game. But when I saw him uh, do this, I for sure knew it was possible for me to do it. So yeah, unconventional wealth. It was a theory in my head, and then I guess Google heard me and his channel popped up. And at that time, oh, look at the time, man. So at that time, he was living off, he was making about $9,000 a month. Wow. At that at that time, I think I was doing maybe about a thousand or two a month. Now here I'm at 8,000 myself. So he was making 9,000 a month, and he was living off 3,000 and using the other 3,000 to pay down the margin. And he's in. I think I got his channel pulled up. So do I have his channel pulled up? This is him right here. Unconventional wealth ideas, and he uses margin, and that's just how he does it. He does an excellent job at it. He's been doing it for a while. For a while there, I was wondering when he was going to get into the YieldMax funds, and eventually he got into them. But yeah, where's my thing? Mm-hmm. All right, let's go. Let's see here. Let's back up one more. 13 days. So we're good on that one. All right. Is that 2 weeks ago? Yeah, yeah, that's good on that one. We're good on this one too because we didn't do any shorts, come to think of it. So we're good on shorts. Great. All right, so let's get to our post. 10 days. I think we're here now, right? 6 days ago. He said, Mike says, oh, sweet. I'll check it out. Have you looked at ETH or QLDY yet? There are more of the newbies in town. Laughing out loud. Hopefully HIYY is better than HIYS. That's already been out for quite a while. That one's weak. I said, Mike, Defiance ETF, from what I've seen, are the worst or worse than YieldMax when it comes to NAV. Defiance, from what I can remember, was the first hedge fund that people started to move to from YieldMax. I was in IWMY, and man, it just kept sinking. It's the only ETF that I bailed on so far that I can remember. IWMY was small cap or small business type the Russell 2000. IWMY was killing it the end of 2023 and the beginning of 2024, and then it started to drop like lava down a mountain. Or we might be getting these things confused. Yep. Let's move up here. Nothing there. Oh, we had our last one. All right. Motivation Mindset University says, how many shares of Misty are you holding? I said, let's see here. I have 1,030 shares at an average cost of $25.53. I gave him the percentage. Total cost here, total dividends, and we're 13% away from house money. Eric's Journey says, amen, brother, love it. I said, Misty still adding to the bag, even though she's down. He says, I see their dividend has been dropping. I'm looking for monthly payers. Your OT is probably the best YieldMax product at the moment. What are your thoughts? I said, I think YieldMax Target 12 don't get enough love. Biggie, Soxy, and also from Group A, Feet, and Fivey. These have been solid and don't pay huge dividends like Palantir and Hui. I should have said Platy, not Edit. I should have said Platy, not Palantir. Hmm. This individual said, nice. I said, let's go. Dr. Rex says, very nice. How much did you get per share on Misty? That was $1.01. All right, that's it. I don't remember. It was somebody's video I commented on, and thought I would come across it and edit, but we didn't. All right, so this is going to conclude this video. We got it under 55 minutes, and we're out of here. Let's make this money this week.